Welcome to Practical Emotional Intelligence Conversations. And this is our last week of April, and yeah, very excited to see what comes up today. How about you, Sachin?
Yeah, that's what we were talking. We were just talking about the system that she had problem joining. Even I had problem joining today, and
Yeah,
some other people have also given feedback that they are not able to. So I was saying to her that um, some people have suggested send me a personal message that can we do it 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock. So I was thinking we'll change the system and
okay,
also change the time
sure.
and maybe try it one more week or something like that next month
Oh, that's great.
and see how that goes. There are few more people who have expressed that they want to join but they are not able to find time in the morning.
Yeah, could be their office meetings of
Yeah,
their regular shift.
so 7 o'clock has been one of the common suggestions.
7 o'clock
7 o'clock evening,
evening.
yeah,
Okay,
is what many people have
okay,
suggested. If we can do it 7 o'clock, that would be good.
okay. Let's see.
So I'll maybe change the time and the system both and see how it goes.
Woohoo.
So Pragya has suggested blue jeans and a different system, which
Blue jeans.
she's saying that since we are not doing video conferencing,
Hmm.
that one is good for audio conferencing.
Superb, yeah. Great. Blue jeans. I have to see. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, yeah,
But,
I haven't
and
heard.
also
Even I never heard of it before attending this workshop. I actually attended the workshop for a week or so. That was onto the HR journalist and everything to
that,
understand that, okay, fine, there could be certain things that I might not have been doing, and these people can go ahead and talk about it.
yeah, yeah. But
So,
that's
one of the
good.
new tools that came across was like you can do the headhunting and the hiring through Twitter as well.
Wow. Really? I thought LinkedIn was
Yep.
the one.
Yeah, LinkedIn is there. But Naukri, LinkedIn, Indeed, these were the ones which I was using it frequently. So there was nothing new to learn into it. But
Hmm.
yes, Twitter was something new that I got to understand. And then there were lot many training that happened onto the payroll. So other concepts which was not clear of mine got cleared
Hmm.
over there. Whatever our tax labs and everything has been there, which I have been talking to my accounts team that give me the training because we don't have any accounts guy sitting in Noida, and the entire query of the employees comes back to me only.
All the data in Excel also that you do?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Data in Excel has to be cross verified by me. Okay, because the TDS is the only thing which my account team does the deductions before processing the salary. And tomorrow is finally a salary day. So I'll be keep getting calls since morning.
Hmm. Hmm. No, that's very tedious work.
Right. And this is the reason when we were talking about the salary credit message and all, I felt like since past 7 years, I have never been happy to see that message.
Yeah, because a lot of
Bec-
hard work you have to put to get it.
Right, because every time, like before I even happen to see that message or anything as such, I start getting calls, the salary got credited and this are the deductions and why exactly this has happened. Though we happen to have the HRMIS into the place, which shows you complete month's attendance. Okay. And nowadays, since we are working remote, so the employees are sharing the emails from their in timings, out timings, and their managers share the attendance emails. Through that, I prepare the attendance data every day and upload it once in a week.
Mm-hmm.
So
They
that's
have,
how they can see their
yeah,
attendance. Okay, April is not the month where the TDS deductions happen, but still they'll call me up.
but I have never seen any company having completely flawless payroll system. Like people who have developed their own, like Cognizant and Infosys also, there are
Mhm,
still tickets raised for deductions. Like
mhm.
somehow, the company that I was working with was an Infosys thing before, and
Okay.
I felt that it is only my organization which has this problem. But then they told
Mhm.
me that no, it was a Infosys company that time, and it was still the same. So there is no flawless system as such because there is human intervention involved, and then
Mhm.
people have intentions and claims about things. So, yeah. this is yeah, this could be. I never thought, but like for a HR who does all this, this may not be the happiest day. For all others, it is
Right.
definitely.
And amongst all these things, what happened that on Saturday I was like, I uploaded the entire month data. Okay, so every manager was calling me up saying that there has been certain discrepancies. Just put across the proper data. While doing so, one of the employee sister called me up saying that okay, how exactly the entire month's attendance data is coming across absent? Do you even understand how much pain my brother is going through and all that crap? She kept on talking. Okay. Even my reporting manager never called me up saying that why exactly your work is not done because it was all pending from his end, which got cleared on Saturday evening only. And prior to that, like we had a WhatsApp group of all the managers. Okay, this was recently created due to all this working from home. So I pinged them that this data will be up by this particular timing. You guys still have a time of 1 day to look at it, and then you think that if there is any problem and all, do let me know. She called up, then like that employee called up, and I was like, I can't waste my time behind all these conversations today. So I tried to make them understand in one sentence. They did not. I disconnected the call. I finished up my work. And I thought I'll take it up further. So I called up his manager. I spoke to him that what exactly is ongoing. Like I'm not supposed to answer you, your employee, or anybody else except my reporting manager because we all are at the similar level. Okay. And I do not understand why this crap conversation came into the picture for the first time. He also did not happen to have any answer. So I thought, let me finish up my work and then I'll connect with that employee one on one, which I did yesterday. So I told him before I happened to speak anything, I wanted to understand what ignited you to go ahead and take certain kind of steps and involve your family into the same because it's not the first payroll that we have run. You have been associated with us for 2 years. So what exactly happened? And then he kept telling me all kind of stories which was not related to the contest into which he called up.
Mm.
And then I told him clearly, see, I understand all your concerns, each and everything, but in a professional context, I am not someone who know you personally and you don't know me personally. So you are not supposed to shout or yell or do any such kind of activities with me. And neither that gives any right to your family members to call me up and talk to me in such a way. I will not accept it.
Mm.
Sometimes people
And then
also want to use drama and trauma for getting what they want.
right. See,
Right.
I understand this entire situation has not been easy onto any one of us. Okay, we are anxious, we don't know what's happening and all. Okay, but as a company, our communications has always been clear. Does not matter if this was the COVID-19 situation or prior to that. Salaries and incentives have never been stopped for any one of us, and there is no such communication happening into the future also.
It's quite surprising.
Yeah, it was surprising for me also, like how to handle all this situation when it comes across. Because at that point in time, what is important for you is to finish up your work, okay, and take it to the next level. You can't engage yourself into such conversations and waste your time.
Hmm.
Should we talk about this topic only?
Yeah,
You
I
can.
that when a moment comes that you have to finish off something or you have a point where you are stuck in a way, and then there's someone completely unrelated, unprecedented, a fight. What, like they wanted to fight basically, and you didn't want to participate in it. That's a different thing. But they announced a fight or something. What do you really do? Like one approach is that what you did was that you just shut it for some time. You parked it aside. But if this was a situation where this was happening in person, that's
Mhm.
exactly what I was about to tell you, that I have seen some similar situation in person, like where I used to work, the HR and we sat next to each other, and I have seen people coming in the HR cubicles and sharing this.
Mhm.
What can one do? What is more mindful way of dealing with such a thing?
See, be it the in-person situation or anybody talking on the phone, I try to understand the first thing. So I let them talk as much as they can, okay? So that they completely went out each and everything, whatever was into their mind, and then I can talk about it. However, in this situation, what was happening, I let them talk. Initially, they talk, okay, but the tone and everything and the words they were using was so disrespectful that I could not stand even for a minute to understand or talk to them about the situation. And I know if I happen to go ahead and blurt it out the way they were talking to me, it will not be in the favor of the company. Nothing personal, but it won't be in the favor of the company, and I can't go ahead and tarnish the image of the company just because the other person is provoking me to such a level.
Right. And what did you do then?
In person also at times, if I think that okay, fine, this person is crossing the limits or anything as such, and they're talking to me in much a disrespectful manner and everything as such, I let them talk first. Okay. I do not interrupt anything in between. I let them talk first, and then I try to make them understand, okay, fine, this happens to be the current situation. And then I'm also a similar employee like you into the organization, and there are certain things which are not into my hands as well.
Yeah.
And still, if they do not happen to understand, okay, they leave ultimately. Because at the same point in time, we keep on talking about the similar thing. They are onto a different page, I'm onto a different page, and we keep trying to make each other understand. I understand their points, okay, but they really never try to understand my points, and it has happened most of the times, okay. So there is a certain limit that I can keep telling the same thing, maybe rephrasing my sentences, and still if the other person does not happen to understand what they do, they say that I'll go ahead and speak to my manager, like either my boss or either their own respective managers and everything as such, and I tell them upfront, no problems, you can go ahead and talk to him about the same situation.
Yeah.
And sometimes it has happened that like some of them happen to me talk to me in such a disrespectful manner and all. I can't stand it. Okay. Even after listening to them for half an hour and all, I straight away said, you can leave for the day now. I really don't want to talk to you about it. And then I called up my manager. I said that this is not the way I'm expecting anybody to talk to me. Okay. And anybody questioning that what are my responsibilities, what are my duties, and if I'm not doing it onto the time. If someone has taken the system for granted, I cannot be held responsible for their things to be taken care of. And we had a mutual discussion with that person. Okay. And they apologized. But that apology never sounded real. It looks like it's coming into a pressure, okay, where their reporting manager is sitting with them, my reporting manager is sitting with me, and then he or she does not really have a choice.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to ask her that what you're describing, does this work for you? Do you see that it is effective?
Not really, but next time, be it that person or be it anybody else, if they happen to have any queries and all, okay, they do come, they do talk, okay. But somewhere down the line, I feel that they're scared. So this is not the effective way, for sure. I don't want anybody to be scared. They should feel free to talk about it, but then they cannot go ahead and take that a personal thing and be respectful towards the person who is taking care of those responsibilities. If they are somehow not happy with the overall management, their own reporting manager, each and everything, they can come and talk about it. Okay, but then they cannot become disrespectful towards me. I am not the one who is playing any role into it.
Hmm. Yeah.
And if they are somehow not happy with the system or anything as such, let's say if I'm not happy with the decision of my reporting manager, okay, it has always been like that. I have challenged him upfront that you're not doing it right, and these are my pointers behind that. Okay, you tell me why are you doing it, and what are your thoughts or what are your views onto it. And he talks about them. Okay, he gives me logics, he gives me numbers, everything. That's how it works between me and him. Okay, or any of the previous reporting managers I have worked with. But I don't know why people into any of the organizations that I happen to work are scared of talking, be it any company. Because your reporting manager is not the one who is paying you the salaries or anything as such. Okay. And I understand he is your direct reportee, he can go ahead and take certain decisions and everything as such, but then he's not the CEO of the company, he's not the operations head.
Mm.
And anything cannot go directly against you until unless you are not doing your work with your commitment, honesty, okay, and your numbers does not matter if they're up or down. Okay. At the end of the day, what matters more is that you're trying to bring up certain things into the picture. Okay. And my boss is someone like that. Okay. That, let's say an employee comes to him and talks about that I'm not happy with my reporting manager. There are certain issues, concerns, XYZ things. Okay. And his manager also comes back with a similar thing. He'll sit with both of them. Okay. That's his thing that he always do. He sits with both of them. He talks to both of them and he says that, okay, fine. This is not something that cannot be worked out between you guys. You need to work it out and you need to close it. Because I, as a third person, is not working directly much in and out with both of you. And since we have hired both of you, there's no such choice that I'll let go one person and will make it further, because that is something which is the easiest thing any organization can do, letting go one person so that the conflict ended. But what next? What if the next person comes into the picture and the same similar conflict happens?
Mm.
That is not the end solution.
Mm.
But then you should stand for what you are vouching for, which most of the people do. I don't know why they stop.
You wanted to say something?
Yeah, a similar incident came up for me. So my mom, she runs a college in a village where we come from, and
Mm-hmm.
it is like basically as a social service that she runs this college, and it, children from about 17, 18 villages approximately come to this college for studying. Now the thing is, it's been there for 20 years, and about 10 years back or something, when the kids started to have a say, they started like, they graduated and they did something. Some girls became nurses or they got into police or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now the thing is that the girls deny to get married early, or even the guys have a different opinion, and then it started challenging the conditioning that is there in the in their parents, in the elders in the village.
Mm-hmm.
So this village people got against my mom, and they started bugging her after 5 6 years of this college actually. And then it
Okay.
went on for another 5 years or so, where she used to get threatening calls, and
Mm-hmm.
people once they went and destroyed some part of property of her property and things like that. That they
Okay.
did whatever they had to. And my
Mm-hmm.
mom was usually very patient, and she would say that you can do whatever you want, but my intention is pure, and if you can't understand that, I can't help it. But people
Mm-hmm.
didn't understand for almost all these years, and recently, so they are all, the kids are all from like the categories, like the reserved categories and things, so they get
Mm-hmm.
scholarships. So recently, someone very intelligent came, like that guy. He's in Pune, but he's native of that village. He came and he actually planned a whole conspiracy against my mother, saying that they are fudging up
Mm-hmm.
the fund. And my mother was surprised, and she got a call about this from a journalist, saying that we
Mm-hmm.
have got this news and you're going to be threatened to do this. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't, you will pay me 10,000 rupees, and I
Mm-hmm.
will not publish. So my mom was like, but you haven't investigated the thing. Why are you asking me for money? At least prove me guilty, then I can. Then I'll pay you.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
she kept the phone down thinking that it is another trick that they're playing, and she didn't bother. But the
Mm-hmm.
next time they filed an RTI, sent her an official
Okay.
notice, and 40 people came to the college one of these days when she was sitting in her office. She and
Mhm.
only one of her professors were there. For, I think they were on a field trip or something, so there was nobody in the college. 40
Mhm.
people come inside my mother's office to threaten her
Mhm.
with the RTI notice. And
Okay.
they start talking like, you're doing this bad, and we know what you're doing in this college and everything. Like they're
Mhm.
talking all sorts
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
nonsense. And these people come, of course, from a very remote village, this is. So
Mhm.
they don't really speak the kind of language we do and things like that. So they're speaking
You're
all
right.
night. And this professor sitting next to my mother is really agitated. But my
Mhm.
mom was like, at that point of time, we couldn't have done anything physically, and they
Mhm.
were really underage also. So
You're right.
my mom did was she asked the professor to get some samosas and chai. She was like, "It's fine. This is the first time you're coming to my office. No matter for what
Mhm.
reason, but please sit. I would like you to have some chai samosa." They were like, "No, no, no.
Mhm.
We're not coming to chai samosa." This that. My mom still sent him, and he was very scared to leave my mom there. But still,
Mhm.
she said, "No, go ahead. I know how to handle this." He just sat and heard them out till they were empty for like mom was like 45 minutes or so. They were continuously talking with some very awkward
Mhm.
silences because they didn't know what to say after a point. Then she said, started, she's like, one, the thing is, you still haven't understood what I have been telling you for 10 years, and I don't know in what language would help you. And then she just pulled up all the records, showed them that you can go through these records and you prove me guilty and I close this down or whatever you want me to do or whatever the court wants me to do.
Mhm.
We can very well go in the court. I don't mind. And then after 45 minutes or something, the chai samosa came. They all were just awkward over there. Ate, and after that point, she also said that, RTI doesn't apply to me because I am outside the limits. So one of them turned around and asked her mom, then why were you listening to all this? You could have just said in the first go that the notice that you're holding is stupid because it doesn't apply. She's like, no,
Mhm.
because the anger would have still stayed in you. I would have started another battle with that contention. You would have looked up something else. Now she's building a new building, and this has been 3-4 years now. This incident has happened. After that,
Mhm.
now she's expanding this initiative and also wanting to bring a school and everything. So recently, all these guys were actually part of that meeting, of the new building. Most of them, like the authorities. And later they confessed to my mother also that, these young people, they tell us these things, but we know your work is true or whatever. It's like
Okay.
they just changed, but it went on for so many years. And the amount of poison that my mom has always gone through. So I asked her one day that, what makes you like, we don't even, it's not our bread and butter. We're well off
Mhm.
otherwise. Why would you do and take all this? She's like, because that's never my focus. My focus is always the kids. And I always knew that this was going to happen. She also runs a school in another village, which is closer to our
Mhm.
place. So she's like,
Okay.
this has happened over there also. This has happened with each person who has tried to do something good for the society.
Mhm.
It's nothing new. If you see the pattern of anybody who has done something which was revolutionary, which was good for the society, they always had a handful of people who were completely either jealous or they were against because it was challenging their beliefs. So, and that really inspires me each time something like this happens. I'm like, maybe is it that big? Or and she just her strategy is only one thing: silence.
Mhm.
In anything, in family matters also, or in her work also, she just uses one technique: silence. And it's very hard for me to practice it, or for that matter, all the people whom she works with, her colleagues also. Most of them don't have that kind of salary, how much they could be paid in a city. But there are
Mhm.
people, just because the cause is pure, people just work for her. It's just amazing how her team has come about and how people have found their way to work with her. It's just insane. And she uses silence with them also, just one tool of silence, and it just becomes so easy for her. She's like, you don't contend. Let them empty out, make them sit, have them chai. And then if you can do something about it, do it, or you remain silent after that also. And it's very, like, to me, I feel it's very, very strong on her part, and also probably the other person just doesn't know what to do because there's no force from this side. It's about that when we are faced with some people who are contending or claiming or trying to fight with you, but you still have to do your job or you still have to achieve what you have to achieve. What are the mindful strategies that we can use? So, Pragya was just sharing something that happened given tomorrow is a salary day and how people still call for deductions instead of having the joy of receiving that message of the salary. It's actually a day which is stressful for her. And I was sharing a story of my mom who uses silence against anybody who wants to fight. So yeah, so we discovered a couple of strategies so far. It would be a good idea to hear from you also. If you have had such an incident and what do you do in such situations?
The situation.
Wow. As a HR, this is an interesting topic. Yeah. Okay. I have found out a lot of changes in reacting the situation till date. So when I initially joined, the way they used to speak, I used to react on it. So whatever it is, regarding salary, regarding any facility, any issue, and all. Nowadays, I just listen to them, whatever it is. It's okay. It's okay. I'll take care of it. Give me some time. It's my reaction on it. But then, variety of people you meet and variety of emotions you understand in this. Like they have some frustrations at their home or personal life, and they come to office because they spend a lot of time in office. They just remove being a HR. We just have to, please them or just try to help them out. We should not react is what industry expects from us, but we are also human at the end of the day.
True.
So for example, I'm getting calls nowadays that dhan salary to ho rahi hai na, is there any deduction? Is there any
Yeah.
communication? I do get irritated with those calls. Like, guys, if there is anything, any deduction or any kind of changes in the payroll thing, definitely you'll get an email on it. It's not, it's not like that we will take decision and we will do it and then, you'll just get pay slip with the deductions or whatever the changes. This is not the case, but still they don't understand. They do call, like they make sure that they'll call me on every 26, 27, 28, all 3 days. कि कुछ changes है क्या कुछ changes है क्या and I was like कि what is happening man, like it's a panic situation they are into and they just try to remove that frustration with the answer that they'll receive in whatever way. If we will say positive, they'll be happy. If it is negative, then they'll argue with us. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
That's like one of the situations I recall with this that recently there was an employee, there was some issue related to his incentive ongoing since past 6 months. I'm not supposed to get involved myself into it. If I do at any point in time, my boss says that you are not a part of it. Don't get your nose into it. But I knew that somehow this, until unless I don't get involved into it, this won't get resolved. So what I told his manager that see, you have today's time to close this up because his manager was also not taking that seriously. And every time that employee was coming back to me saying that, ma'am, why this is not done? Okay, I get a commitment, I get an email that this will be done in this month payroll and all, but somehow that does not happen. Okay. So I told his manager that go ahead and speak to my boss and close it out into this payroll itself. Okay, don't delay it any further because that's not going to bring a good impression of the company that we are delaying it unnecessarily, specifically during these times. So somehow that got resolved. Okay. But that's how, like, at times we have to do it through a different way that even the other person does not get to know that who played a role into this. I agree. That's a very
connecting example. This happens with us for a lot of times.
Right. And during this entire duration, the entire like office boys, okay, the security guards, each and everything, okay, I call them up, I am connected with them almost every week, and they are not worried about salaries and all. Okay. However, rest of the employees who are getting the clear communication from their managers through our emails, each and everything, they are far more worried that what exactly will happen to my salary. Will it be credited or not? Whatever, Swati, you were telling it to me, I can also correlate it completely.
Hmm. That's interesting.
Hmm. So one question that I've been thinking, listening to all the stories is, um, when there is one person who is angry and comes at us in anger without us, like, just come as a surprise, we're not expecting, and someone just give us a call or come out as an angry person in front of us. um, why we become angry as well? What triggers that in us?
Ego?
Yeah, could be. And can you like elaborate a bit more? What do you mean?
I guess our own frustrations as well.
Mhm.
Hmm.
For example, look, man, I'm also in trouble, and please just be away from it. And then that person continues, and then we just blast on it. Feel like, why don't you understand? This can happen. Ego is what I mentioned. I mean, I felt on that is that why, I mean, why he is talking to me on this tone or this way. I'm not the
Mm.
right one. I'm not the responsible one. Still, why he is calling me again and again? Still, why he is talking to me? Bolte hai na, like, it's like I've told you once, man. Why don't you understand? So then we just lose ourselves and we get into the anger, I guess.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, that is one way of it. We feel like we are being blamed for something that we are not responsible. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Feel like the person is
And
blaming us
even
for
if it
something.
is, if no, I feel even if we are responsible for it, it is delayed or it is not done because of some other thing. So
Mm.
why don't you understand? And it's like being an HR, that confidentiality as well. You don't have to tell them what is it, why it is not happening, and then you need to manage the situation as well. And then that frustration comes out, and then you also, start shouting or getting angry on that person.
Mm. 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 Anything else? Pragya, anything from your side?
Well, in most of the cases that I happen to deal with, I try to control my anger. Okay, earlier I was getting angry, I was not even realizing that. But later on, I realized that there's no point that I can screw my mood. Okay, I can get angry, I can get frustrated, irritated, and screw my rest of the day just because those incidents has happened. Okay, so due to which less anger was coming into the picture. But what is happening that I was not paying much attention to it. Also thinking the fact, okay, fine, that at this point in time I have been assigned to do certain more tasks. Okay, and this is somehow not that important. So this is not a anger, not a frustration, irritation, anything as such. So another way that I took off was like running away from that situation, I can honestly say. While
Mm.
listening to that person thoroughly, however, getting myself engrossed into the work I was currently doing and talk, okay, that person is saying and talking, okay, my eye contact, each and everything will look like that I am totally talking to him and I'm totally listening to him, which is not the exact case. So I think I need
Right.
to change that as well.
Okay. Okay.
That
Why
flight
do
mode is also not right. Okay, fight mode is also not right. Okay. However, that kind of a patience coming back into the picture. Okay, fine. That whatever that person is saying, listen to him or her thoroughly. If you happen to have anything to give it in back, okay, that's fine. If not, then there is nothing much that you can do. Likewise, into the current situation, what is happening that lot many employees do not happen to have the connectivity of the Wi-Fi or the systems at their place, and due to which obviously we cannot allow them work from home. Okay, so
Mm.
there's nothing much I can do into that case. Okay, whatever their salaries has to be done as per the leaves, as per the like since they do not happen to work for the entire payroll, we are processing whatever the leaves they happen to have, and there's not anything that I can do into it. They have actually not worked. And no company is going to provide you the salary if you have not actually worked for the entire payroll. It's not 1, 2 odd days, or it's not 1 week or 2 weeks or anything as such.
so
And in
I'm
these cases, there's nothing much I can do. But yes, I try to listen to them thoroughly. I try to understand their point of view, each and everything. And once they talk everything, okay, and they went out and all, and then they go ahead and sympathize with me only, saying that you're also doing whatever the company has asked you to do. There's nothing much you can do about it, but then you have to understand our situation also. And then I go out and discuss out all these cases with my boss, saying that don't you think that we should do something about them? Don't you think that you can go ahead and talk to our CEO about it, that if there's anything that can be done specifically into these situations? And I know no results are going to come out of it, but I've done my part. And this is what I go back and tell it to those employees to say that I have communicated your message further, but I don't think so there will be any positive results or outcome coming out of it. So this is it.
okay. Just something what you said earlier. I want to revisit that part. You said that I'm listening to that person, my eye contact. So someone looking at it will probably say that I'm listening, but I'm actually not listening.
This
Um,
I was talking about the in-person discussions while we were having in the office and
hmm,
all.
yeah. And you also said that I need to change that. So I'm interested to know that why do you need to change that? Why you feel that that is not effective?
That is not effective because, see, whatever the contest and the things he's coming back to say, I might have only heard it. Okay. I might not have tried to understand it from his or her point of view. Okay. And if I'm not doing so correctly, how can I go ahead and represent that issue to the further top management in the right and appropriate way? I might have heard the contest, but I might not have heard whatever was saying behind the intentions we were talking about it the other day.
Hmm,
And if someone is coming with any XYZ issues to me, okay, obviously that person have tried or may not have tried any other resorts or may not have felt comfortable talking to his or her reporting manager. That's the reason they're coming back to a third person. I'm totally a third person to them, okay? Because until unless nobody happen to have any issues, they won't come and talk to me about it like a general person.
Mm.
hmm,
This is a tendency into my office, okay? So except my HR and the admin team, nobody comes and do a casual talk with me.
hmm.
It's only problems or something goes wrong.
Right. Something goes wrong, something is not correct, okay. Or something they are not feeling comfortable while it's happening around them.
Mm.
So that's why they come back and they talk about it. Okay. And one of the great lessons that I happened to learn, like I told you in the initial of the conversation, that there was a guy who came down and he fought and then he
Yeah.
left and then we had a like conference meeting and everything as such. Okay. In the conference meeting, what he told me, like when I came down to your cabin and I was like talking and everything as such, you didn't even offer to have a seat. Okay, so that clicked my mind. So at any point in time, whenever anybody was coming to discuss out any queries, any questions, anything as such, the first thing I was doing was offering them a seat, offering them water, and then we start discussing,
Mm. Mm. Yeah, I
which
think
would not have been possible had it been the situation that he did not happen to come or bring that into the picture. that I was not doing it. So there was no intentions behind it, but yes, I was not doing it. And that could have been even looked out in a bad way to the other person.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't click in that moment if you're not fully mindful. I feel it's difficult to click that generally also in your mind that you offer them a seat or something. That's something I'll again go back to my mom's example also. Like in spite of the fact that they wanted to shout and march against her, she made them more calm. Like I think that really works to calm them down and also kind of bring the energy levels equal with the other party. I think there's this energetic impact on the other person that, oh, I'm respected. So maybe my
Mhm.
opinion will also, because there is a conflict in opinion. That's what is causing the anger. So I think this gesture helps us see that, okay, so this person is just doing her job or things. So anything beyond anger is seen when we do something more physical and not talk. So yeah, I think that is something even I am working on now myself. Definitely.
Okay. And we do offer these things, okay, when somebody is coming back to us crying and all. At times it has happened that people burst out onto the floor. Okay. I don't know, like it happened onto my floor multiple times. So I have to take them up to the washrooms and okay, that make them understand. If it is a male, I have to take them into a conference room, give him water, napkins, everything, and just talk to him that what happened. Because
Mm.
we don't know what emotional outburst has caused, okay, what exactly has happened. So most of the times it's the personal problems that happens with the people, okay, and they burst out, or somebody has lost their phone and any of their colleague has like kept it hidden just to have fun. So that has also
Oh,
happened, okay.
wow.
And that person, like, yes, the phone has gone, the entire world has gone for them.
Oh shit.
That's the kind of addiction people have towards their physical things. At
That
any point in time, somebody has lost their phones or anything as such. Most of the times it came across that even we have watched the cameras and all their colleagues have done it just to play prank. And there has been honest people also that who have returned the diamond rings and the phone, iPhones and everything that they have got.
okay. Certainly you have rich people around.
Yeah, iPhone happens to be the one which is most common because, like, in 2016, when our first RNR party has happened, so we have distributed lots of iPhones, iPads, and everything for the
Uh,
top performers.
Hey, just ping me personally like, after this.
But that does not happen with the HR team. I got a voucher of what, like 10,000, 15,000 rupees a voucher of Chroma. So I was happy with that also.
okay.
Good. Mm.
But post
Mhm.
that,
Got a
no
red tick.
iPhones, no iPads, nothing has been distributed, and people still talk about it. And I
Oh.
knew that was the first year that was there. Okay, so obviously the branding and everything has to go big, and this is the reason this was done. And there
Oh.
has been company into the similar industry when it's their first year or the second year, they take people to Nepal or like other countries for a trip, for that matter. No matter it's like nearby in the vicinity of India only, but they have done that. But post that, what happens? That company is either closed or I don't know, like how they're managing their workforce and all. There was one of the companies in 2015, they distributed four-wheelers, they distributed like
What?
2 BHK, 3 BHK flats. Yes.
That's some other
And
level.
what they have done, yeah, they have done that they got a contract done with the employees who have been distributed the like four-wheelers or the flats and everything that they cannot leave the company for next 2 years or 3 years. Okay. And
Oh,
the company
contract.
has done, yeah, the company has done the down payment. Okay. Now you have to pay the EMI.
Acha.
That was the crux behind it. And in 2018, they got completely bankrupt. Okay, because I don't know whatever the internal things has happened. So for 2 months, 3 months, whatever the last duration they happened to run, they did not even happen to pay the salaries of the employees.
Oh my God. Yeah, seems like they went overboard with this hygiene.
More than these, what happens that, likewise, Sachin, I told you about the entire business. Okay, so
Mm.
if the consultants are not being paid, Okay, so any vendor would not like to go ahead and work with you into the future. Okay, you are getting payment from the client, you're not paying it to the consultants. They'll not go ahead and do any next project with you. Okay, and then they'll file a lot of complaints because in US all these things are legal, and you have to pay them whatever amount they go ahead and claim.
Oh
You would
my
not
God.
have a choice. Yep, because you have went ahead the US laws and everything as such, legal proceedings and everything happens. So all those things are damn costly.
Hmm.
So anyways, the business will get to a doom. So right practices, right ethics, it sounds so great words while it's
But
all
it's
theory.
hard to
But when you go ahead and do it into the practical things and all, okay, you might get good rewards in the starting, you might not get it, you might get a lot of like criticism that why exactly only this company is doing it. Likewise, in my company, all the government norms are followed stringently. Okay. So we
Hmm.
have certain ESI, PS labs and everything as such. And the people who are coming from a small companies, 10, 15 people company, or even from a 400 people company, okay, they do not follow all these norms. And we always get questions that in my previous organization, this is not done. Why exactly you guys do it? Okay. Then I have to sit and explain them that these are certain government norms. Okay. Company is not cutting this amount from your CTC and then depositing into their own account.
Yeah, it's just like a government thing, but yeah, if there's no
Right.
awareness, then yeah,
More than
something
the awareness,
should
there
be
are
stepped
certain
forward.
companies who do certain activities to bypass these things. Okay. And in Delhi
So,
NCR, specifically into Noida, not many government officials intervene in vain. Okay. And every person is opening their organization in a small flat and not registering the company. Lot many other things are ongoing. Okay. So you really can't explain them, no matter how much you try to. And that's why
yeah,
lot
but
many
then
backouts
there
happen.
are other ways. Why are you cutting down on salaries and deducting from here? Just use other ways and, yeah, what they've seen is done. That's very true.
At times it happens like in order to avoid the TDS deductions that there are certain companies they offer that why don't you get your spouse shown across as a consultant or as a full-time employee into a company, okay, and then the total income will be divided into two people or maybe your parents who are not paying any taxes and all, okay. However, this is not done into my company. So obviously, I can't go ahead and explain them the reason behind it, why the previous company was doing it, specifically to the people who are into the system for almost like 10 years, 15 years, and who are into the
Mm.
salary slab somewhere between 3 to 5 lakhs per month.
Wow. But do people understand that this is unethical or they have taken it as a process that ऐसे ही होता
They've taken it as a process. So when they join my organization, they're surprised. Why exactly am I not following it up?
है? Yeah, they might be thinking you need upskilling or something.
Right. Or I might not have come across with this idea. However, the fact is that like prior joining this company, in my previous organization, this was happening. The accounts team was doing it. Okay. And they were the ones who were offering it. That okay, fine. And the reason behind that was that there was nobody above them to do this compliance or the audit. However, in my current organization, every department gets audited, okay, by a third party auditor who comes across in the end of the year. So everything needs to be neat and clean into the books. No fudging, not even a single rupee.
Wow. That's actually something could be as a culture part. You could actually have this as an initiative in culture intervention and promote clean business.
Right,
It's actually a very good point that if you're doing it, then might as well promote or like express it in its full sense and its full capacity. Because somewhere and then it dispels all these claims also that maybe you can use other things and all that, and at the same time maybe some people will derive pride that they work for a company which is completely clean and ethical. So I worked with a hotel a few years back in Bangalore.
hmm,
They were a ISO certified business class vegetarian hotel.
okay,
They're one of its kind in the country. No alcohol, no smoke, no non-veg. but a business
Mhm.
class hotel. And there are still corporates who entail, like, most people who come specifically come from abroad, they love that place because of their way how they operate. So for around 10 years, first 10 years of this hotel, they were not promoting themselves as this. They were just promoting
Mhm.
themselves as any other business class hotel. And then people would come to the counter and find out that there is no non-veg or there's no alcohol. And then, it became a problem.
Mhm.
So a branding consultant came in and started investigating, talking to people and everything, and came up with this idea that you should promote it as a clean hotel, as a clean eating and a healthy option for corporate people and things like that.
Mhm.
And it became a hit because it's one of its kind property. And these guys, they're just religious, so they didn't do it. They belong to some community where they don't eat or have alcohol, so it's just that
Mhm.
religious thing to do. But because of that, but he converted it into a branding positioning, and it worked. Now people take pride when they go stay there. So they
Yes.
saw a drastic change in numbers, increase in numbers,
Mhm.
as well as their staff also taking pride that they work over there. Earlier, they were ashamed that, oh, we don't serve, that's why we're not getting 5 stars or whatever.
Mhm.
Hotels need certification of 5 stars, then you have to serve alcohol and non-veg. They were not
Okay.
getting the stars, even though they were maintaining everything else. The people
Mhm.
were not happy. But when that happened, and I was part of this change, so I was into branding earlier, so I was part of this change, and I saw from X to Y, like literally. It's
Mhm.
amazing when people take pride in clean business and clean and ethical practices. So yeah, I think it's something that you could use it to your advantage and talk about authenticity of culture and things like that. Could be a very good
Right. That
campaign.
can be done. Mm.
Yeah. Okay, so it's 12. Swati, you have anything to add?
No, nothing.
Great. I'm sure today, tomorrow being the salary day, you guys are going through your times and stress and things like that also. But
Yep.
I
And
really appreciate the amount of patience you keep with all of us, the rest of us.
and this time there'll be 4 to 5 more. One text messages, WhatsApp messages, emails, then calls.
Wow. So you can type a video message, record yourself on video and say, thank you for your inquiry. I'll get back to you, or just send it back. Just to stay full and
Messages
say,
and everything.
happy working at home, things like stay
Mhm.
safe. So anyway, on a lighter note, but yes, thank you so much, guys, for joining in.
Thank you, Vidya.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Good day.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for
guys,
spending time.
and
Thank you.
see
Bye
you
bye.
tomorrow.
Sure.
See
Yeah,
you. Bye.
see you guys. Bye.